have one of those time capsule moments? I mean, when life itself doesn't seem like it could be any more full or satisfying, a perfect feeling deep in your soul where the only thing that could possibly make it any better were as if time itself stood still, just long enough for you to capture in your lifelong memory every sight, every sound, every smell, savoring every flavor and feeling. Sometimes one can spend what seems like a lifetime preparing for such a moment. A wedding, perhaps, or that first night in your new home. Then there are those moments that just happen without any fanfare. A season of life, perhaps, that, like a garden, quietly seems to come into full bloom without any notice. One day, while you're busily doing what you do every day, you're stopped in your tracks as you lift up your head, open your eyes, and there it is. The realization can take your breath away. Well, there I was, busily preparing for our annual event, a meal, which, quite honestly, subtly became one of my most favorite meals of the year. For you see, in my season of life, all my children were grown and living independently. It was the week of feast, and as tradition would have it, each of my sons would host a meal in his home and invite his brothers and sisters to come and join them. I looked forward to the end of the week when they would all gather around my table. Oh, how I loved listening to them share about their time together. The room would buzz with laughter and everyone speaking at once about all their special stories. Yep, there I was, doling out detailed instructions to each of our kitchen staff, when all of a sudden I was stopped in my tracks as I lifted up my head, looked out my kitchen door, and caught a glimpse of my fine-looking man walking with the menservant across the land of Oz, leading towards the horizon, just breaking forth with the new day's sun. There was no one like my man, for he was the greatest of all the men of the East. What a picture of honor, protection, and provision for our family. Oh, and about our family. Well, along with 7 sons to bear his name, I had the privilege of raising 3 beautiful daughters. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's 10 children. Well, believe me when I tell you, that's only the half of it. Oh, and really, ladies, I had it nowhere near as bad as you have it today. I got to stay home and home birth every one of them. You see, I not only have a saint for a husband, but I also had everything I needed or even wanted. Well, 10 healthy children, enough wet nurses and maids to do the chores, and, well, 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camel, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 donkey mares, all providing amply enough income and resources for us to live quite comfortably on the land. Oh, and when we did go out on the land, I felt like a queen on Job's arm. I loved how all the important businessmen and merchants would go out of their way just to talk to my Job. Oh, they all revered him as a perfect man of integrity. Yep, there I was, caught up in that early morning moment, watching him leave with the men, each walking as if it was a personal privilege to lead their master's oxen, which would shortly be offered by Job unto the Lord as a burnt sacrifice on behalf of each of his sons. Oh, they knew how he avoided evil and feared God. Well, for many years they had made this same journey, witnessing him worship and pray and intercede on behalf of his sons. Oh, not that one of them would, but peradventure one of them would sin in his heart and curse God. He did this out of love for his children and a fear and love for God. Yep, there I was, so captivated by the silhouette of his strong shoulders, fading narrower in the glow of the rising sun. Wow, what a man. What a moment. What a life. I suddenly noticed turning into my kitchen, the smile of sweet contentment that was on my face was graciously reflected back to me by my servants.